Good morning. Thanks for joining me for coffee and some good discussion this morning. I am Pastor Zach. Welcome. So, this week we are talking about showing up and caring. Yes, we heard this sermon this week. Show up and give a darn. You can pick whatever language, vocabulary helps you do that. So, showing up and giving a darn, or caring. Showing up and caring. I like that language personally. I turn us to Genesis chapter 32, verses 24 through 32. Genesis 32, 24 through 32. Perhaps while you're looking it up, I have to say, we hit a milestone. This past Saturday was our being, Living Waters Live, church online, church in home, whatever language you want to use. It's been a year. Yes, this is week 53 of having coffee together. Amazing. I'll be honest, when I started doing these videos, thought it was going to be like 2, maybe weeks, maybe a couple months. Did not think we were doing this for a whole year. But it's really... It's a project that's been giving. I've gotten a lot out of it. I hope you have too. And I know folks, with email and phone calls and such, FaceTime, Zoom, all that stuff. People have brought things up that we've talked about at coffee, questions for me, and it's led to some great things. So I'm so thankful what God has been doing with our time together to start the day. That otherwise, we just wouldn't have. God brings good out of all things. All right, as we talked about in week 26 or something like that. Anyway, showing up and caring, right? Genesis 32, 24 through 32. So this is the classic God wrestles with Jacob's story. We don't need to go into reading the whole thing. But if you want to, you can always pause it and then unpause me, I guess. You would have by now. Anyway, to talk about it. So, I see this as Jacob's in this feud with his brother Esau. He's not sure what to do. Doubt's creeping in. I know, familiar in Scripture. It happens all the time. But God shows up. Not only does God care, God wrestles with Jacob. I see that as God is speaking Jacob's language, right? I unlike others in Scripture, I don't know if I think Jacob's a rough and tumble kind of guy. Let's put it that way. So I think that God showing up in this way and helping him literally wrestle with his dilemma is helpful. I think the lesson for us to take out of is that God shows up. God cares about us, and God shows up in ways that are impactful for us. So when we're talking about how we can show up, how we can care for others in the world, yes, right now we're tired. Yes, we talk about the sermon. All that's true. But maybe the focus is how can we show up in a way that's impactful for someone else? How can we show up and speak that person's language, so to speak, like God does for Jacob this morning? Because I think when we do that, it'll feed on itself. We don't have to worry about having the right things to say. We don't have to worry about doing the right things. Just our presence there and our willingness to engage in a way that's meaningful for that person will speak volumes. Like God does today. Jacob solves his conundrum through this. And a whole lot more. With the promises and understanding of his future. Quite a bit of discernment if you think about it. So, and yet, there's also something he doesn't know. Like, he doesn't realize it's God. So that's interesting. Another video for another time. But, show up and care. In a language that resonates with people that you're showing up for. See you tomorrow as we continue showing up and caring.